from Stitches Quilting, and I am here today to share with you We Are All in This Together quilt. And today we're going to start working on the table runner portion of this and the pillow. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what we're going to do for piecing together the table runner and the pillow. So we're going to have some fun, and I'm going to show you how I'm cutting some of these things. So let me go ahead and pull up this video so I can see your comments. And I am also going to put this so that if you're on Facebook, you can go ahead and ask where you can get the pattern, and it will send it to you through Messenger. So that's all taken care of. And let me go ahead and turn off my volume. You guys, I'm sorry it was a minute late, but we have to get our fence redone, and the fence guy came to the house to do an estimate of our fence with our neighbor and stuff, and I had to go answer the door, but then Corey came. I'm so glad. Laura, it's good to see you. It's so good to see you. So, and I wanted to share this video. I'm going to share mine into the Everyone Can Quilt group. And let me go ahead and put that in there real fast. And then I'm going to share it to one other quilt that I manage. So let me go ahead and share that into there. Okay, that's taken care of. So let's go ahead and share all the little bits of love and stuff. I think there's maybe someone at the door. I have no idea, but we're not going to worry about it. Okay, so for this quilt, it is a combination of different houses. The houses can have the little heart in it. It can have the empty window in there. I just took some pictures and I shared on my Facebook story what my house looks like with the heart quilt out on my door and the heart quilt out on a chair laying there, and the Healthcare Hero quilt pillow out there. I got some of, anyways, it looks really fun. I'll share some pictures. But if you saw my Facebook, excuse me, is he done? Yeah. You can't leave me.
He says he get the rest of the measurement. He's measured in here, so he says he can get the rest of the measurements from outside.
Corey's leaving me.
He emailed me tomorrow.
Okay, so he's going to shut the gate so that I don't escape?
I let him out.
He left?
He's just doing
okay, all right. Okay, you guys. All right. Hi, Jane. Jane gave me a tip on how to clean my fingernails. She said to use a hand brush for my fingernails and toothpaste, and it actually worked. Jane, thank you for that tip.
Is that wrong with toothpaste, what?
Yeah, Corey just asked, is that why we're out of toothpaste? No, Corey, but I'm very fresh, clean with fingers, okay? I love you, honey.
I guess you want me to
come say hi to the ladies. Here, come on in here. Anyways.
Well, I can't get in there.
Yes, you can. Get on in here.
Okay.
All right, here's Corey. This
hi.
Is come down, honey.
Okay,
they can't see you.
Down.
Yeah. Here, you can give me a kiss. Anyways, this is my husband, Corey, and he's an attorney.
Met.
Yeah, he's an attorney by day, but he ran home to help the fence guy.
I'm the fence guy by night.
Yeah. We got to fix our fence. It fell over from the different storms and all of that kind of stuff. So, anyways, he's super sweet. I love my husband. He's a good man. Okay, so, and then we're making the little people blocks and the house blocks. So, I want to go ahead and show you. I want to give you a couple tips here. And I want to show you, I've been string feeding all the little hearts together. So I wanted to kind of share with you guys some tips on that. Oh, everybody's saying hi, Corey.
Hey.
Okay. And so I've been string feeding a whole bunch of these, and I kind of want to show you what my little system is. So let's go ahead and switch the camera and get busy on the pillow and the table runner. I'm going to give you guys some different tips. Let me move this out of the way. And let's go ahead and switch to the overhead camera so you guys can see. And we just did a room. We opened up the room in the Everyone Can Quilt group. And did the camera switch? Did I switch the camera? I did. Okay. I don't see it on the screen yet, but let me go ahead and show you. So I have a whole bunch of these that I have sewn. And I guess I should move my sewing machine back a little bit more so we have a little bit more space. Here is my pressing mat. I'm going to move this over here. I burned myself again on my arm. So these go really quickly. Don't be overwhelmed with this. There aren't that many hearts in there anyways. And then when I am cutting the background fabric for the blocks. So let me go ahead and put this over here. But here's how I organize. I put it on a little design board and I organize everything there. But when I am cutting my background fabric, I cut everything in either a 2-inch strip or a 1-inch strip, okay? And you can do everything, you can cut out the different dimensions from a 2-inch or a 1-inch strip. So I wanted to give you guys that little tip. You can see here where I've cut everything for the little heart blocks right here. I'm doing some of mine as gifts. I'm doing some of mine, let me go ahead and show you. I'm doing some of mine as gifts, and then I'm doing some as, so I just kind of put the little people blocks lined up with the heart blocks and all of that. So, but I'm going to kind of set this aside for a minute, and I'm going to show you how we are laying out. Let me lay that over there. This goes up here. So this is my 2-inch. So you can cut everything with the background by starting out with a 2-inch or a 1-inch strip. So there's some cutting tips. This pattern is available at Stitches Quilting online on my website. And a whole bunch of you guys have already bought it. And guess what? Liz Boyce has already sent me she's mailed me her people and a house block. I cannot wait to see them and for us to make our community quilt with these. So let's go ahead and get out the sheet of paper that has the instructions. I just have this. So you have the instructions for the pattern or for the table runner or for the pillow, all right? So, and you can make your houses with hearts or with just the windows that are open. So either way, you can do that. So let me go ahead and just set this aside. But what I want to show you today is on the table runner, we have these 3 little hearts that are just lined up right there. So there's 6, and you kind of finish off the table runner with hearts on either side. So that's what I'm going to show you today, are these little hearts and how you go ahead and do this. So I wanted to give you guys some little tips and tricks on how I string feed this and just kind of make this an efficient system. So let's go ahead and how you sew them then together side by side. So I'm going to take 3 of these or 2 more of these apart because I actually want to photograph this little string of these together because it's just so pretty, don't you think? And I'm going to grab my little squares for the bottom and this, so you guys tell me what you guys are doing. I have been working in the yard getting tons of things done, and it's been just so beautiful, and it's been nice to be outside and everything like that. I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 more of these. There we go. So what I've done here is I've string fed these through the sewing machine, and I've just put on one side of these, and then I pressed back that little side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off my backing, the excess fabric here. So is it getting beautiful where you are? I have been able to get a lot of weeds out of my life. And I'm going to show you how I go ahead and I do a bunch of these all at once. So you can see I'm laying these down. I'm going to put this on my seam where my 1/4 inch measurement is. And then I'm just going to swipe off the excess fabric. So even though these seem small and tedious, they actually go quite fast. I think you'd be very impressed with how fast they go. So let's go ahead and put on our other triangle here. If you want to, you can go ahead and do this from side to side. But once again, I almost feel like it's only a 1-inch length that I don't feel like I quite have to measure these out with a pencil, but do it if you want to. Let's go ahead and just do 3 of these measured out so that you guys can see how to properly do this. The other thing that I want to do, and I cannot find my friction pencils. Isn't that crazy? My friction pens, I mean. So I don't know where they are. I have like 2 packs of them, and they're sitting someplace special. It's like when you need to change your rotary blade and you can't find where your pack of rotary blades are because you put them in a special spot. Oh, I hate that, don't you? In fact, I need to change my rotary blade. Now, when I am stitching this, I'm stitching it just slightly to the far out. I'm doing a hairline over on this side, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that. And it's just so easy to string feed these together. Okay, let's get my little foot going. Here we go. Sorry, I feel like this needs to lift up a little bit before I take this through. There we go. So I'm just kind of going a slight little bit over to the edge. So here we go right here. And so you can string feed these and do a whole bunch of them at the side. You need 6 of these for the table runner. On each end, there are 6 of these lined up, three on each end. Okay, so we're going to bring this over. I'm going to press this, and I totally burned my arm today, and I fell down and wiped out. Look, you guys, totally wiped out. I had a barrier that I was like jumping over. Not smart. Not smart, but oh well, right? Okay, once again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to trim off my excess fabric. So let's go ahead and just lay that down and trim that off. Okay. And we're just going to sew the little white triangle on the end. And this goes so quickly. Hello, Amanda from Alaska. How are you? How are you doing? And hi, Liz. You were weeding this morning too? And then you ran out to get some batting. What kind of batting do you like to use, Liz? What's your go-to batting? Tell me, everybody, what are your go-to battings that you use? So Liz said that she has mailed me a person and a house. When it gets here, I will be sure to show everybody. But for our little community quilt, it's going to be fun to see everybody's. And Liz is from Canada, so it's going to be fun to see where all the different blocks come in. Okay, let's go ahead and sew on our other triangles here. So I'm going to match these up so I know which side. Let's give this a little press here too. And then we're just going to sew these side by side. All right. But really, when you're cutting the background, just either start with a 1-inch long strip or a 2-inch long strip for your background fabrics, and you can cut a whole bunch of them all at once. Okay, so then these ones are going to be sewn like this. Okay, like a little half square triangle, just right along where we put our stitching line. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this over. So these are little squares that I would sew my stitching line to. And I'm going to just do a really light, faint pencil mark so I can see that. Let's go over here. That's not perfectly on there right now, but the way I have it arranged. Okay, and now let's go ahead and string feed these together. We're going to piece them together, and then we're going to sew these 3 quilt blocks together, because I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed by like making the table runner, or I can't wait to see the creative things that you guys do, because you guys come up with some amazing things. I just love everybody in the Everyone Can Quilt group, and where I can see where you guys can share all the beautiful things you're making and doing, and it's so fun to see everything, to see what you guys are creating, and you guys really inspire me. Okay, Liz, what kind of batting did you buy? You set up a stained glass bird bath in your yard. How amazing! You know, working out in our yards feels really good right now, and I'm trying to just make our home look like a safe, comfortable space that, you know, that people aren't intimidated by, right? And that people just feel loved when they come. So, oh, yep, that's what I get too, Liz. So I get an 80-20 batting. So let me go ahead and I'll show you guys what kind of batting I get. I usually get a Hobbs is the brand I buy. And I get an 80-20 batting. Oh, and all of my fabric is coming in. I'm so excited from Riley Blake that I've had on back order. So like the navy blue, the blacks, the grays, and they finally got their shipment in from overseas, and it came in the container over, and I am so anxious. At 2 o'clock today, my time, I am going to go to their warehouse and go, I have to keep my, like I have to stay in my car, and then someone comes out and puts all the boxes in my car. So I'll do a little live video or a story so you guys can see what that's like. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut these apart, and then we're going to sew them all together, and we're going to put them back to back. All right, so this will be really fast. And I'm so proud of my empty spool of thread that we did the other day. All right, so let's go ahead and match these up. That goes together. This one goes together like this. And this one goes together like that. We're going to put these together, and then we're going to join all three of them together. So I'm going to make sure my little seams are matching here. And I really kind of like making these where you're piecing them instead of doing them foundation paper piece. So I think either way is a great option. So, and then after we do this, we're going to square these up and make sure they are actually 2.5 inches. Okay, so there we have that one pinned and this one pinned. And this is definitely something that I think is worthwhile pinning, just to make sure that your little points are about coming out right. So let's go ahead and throw this underneath the sewing machine. And I will share a picture of our home today with all the love and heart stuff out there. All right, here we go. There's one, and then here's number 2 is coming. And then we are going to get our third one in there. And once again, you can sew these with like a true 1/4 inch seam, and it works out just fine. But how do you guys keep your fingers clean after weeding? Oh my gosh, I wear gloves and everything weeding, but I come out of there with like the dirtiest hands, and then I have to scrub my fingers with a brush in the sink, and then I have to like really clean underneath my fingernails. And I'm extra aware of it because I come in here and do live videos with you guys, and it's like crazy. Okay, so now we're going to take these little ones. Let's go ahead and cut them apart. Super easy. And we're gonna grab the rotating mat, and I'm gonna square these up so they're at the 2.5 inch square size. Oh, let's press them first though. All right. And I might use a little bit of spray starch here. And actually, let's go ahead and set these real fast. Set our stitching. And let's go ahead and open these. So we're going to open those up right like that. And I'm going to spritz each one of these with just a little bit of spray starch. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, everybody, you know, can press their seams open. They can press their seams closed. Can you guys not see this very well? I need to move my sewing machine a little bit more so you guys can see it, or move the camera over. Okay, so here they are. So now, before I do this, I'm going to do a little spritz on them. And then I'm going to go behind this. I feel like if I do just a little bit, if I press open that back seam, it just feels a little bit better to me. All right. There we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and press open this back seam right here. I need my little tiny iron, my Cricut one. It's downstairs in my other sewing space in the fabric room where I ship all the orders. Okay, let me open this up. Doggone it, I should have brought that up here. I try to have 2 of everything, but I do need to get another iron. Here we go. Let's just open that one up, and let's open up this one. It is definitely easier with that little Cricut Easy Press Mini for me. What mini irons do you guys like? Okay, so I just have those opened. I'm going to to press them once more from the top so that they just kind of stay nice and flat, because I want to square these up now. So let's go ahead and look at squaring these up, and then we're going to join them together. All right. So I'm going to just do one at a time. I'm going to lay my little 2.5 inch ruler on here. I do have these for sale at Stitches Quilting if you want them. But it just kind of makes it a little easier. I also have these little rotating mats. But I know that when I'm squaring things up, especially when they're like been pieced like that, just like a small little item that's been pieced. Oh, doesn't that just look perfect? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Okay, what we are doing, Shashita, is we are making a quilt that's called the Everyone Can Quilt, or the We Are All in This Together quilt. And it has little people, if someone has come on later, and it has little houses on it. And you can make this as a quilt. You can make it as a pillow or a table runner, either one, but that's what we're working on today. And I'm showing you how I do these little hearts and piece them is what I'm doing. If you want to, if you would like to get the pattern and you say something on Facebook, it will show you, it will send you a link. If you just say anything about I'd like the pattern or anything like that, it'll send you a link where you can go buy it. But anyways, but these are just great tips on piecing and things like that. So I'm just getting some accurate small piecing together. But these are some little hearts that you can put in the windows of the little quilt blocks. All right, this one looks pretty good. Let me just kind of clean off that little bottom edge. All right, there we go. Okay, I've got lots of little pieces everywhere. Let's go ahead and set this to the side. So now we are going to sew all 3 of these together. All right, so we're going to sew these 3 together right here. And this is what the end of the table runner looks like. So let's go ahead and line these up. And I'm going to bring this in, and I just wanted to show you guys how to join this. And once again, we're going to just use our 1/4 inch seam, and I've got my 1/4 inch foot over on the sewing machine here. Okay. I am having so much fun making these and just cutting little things. Let me feed that through, just kind of the little bulk of the seams. There. Grab that. Got a thread caught. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and bring this. And when you piece these together, oh, I should have pinned. Look at that, you guys. Crazy. Okay, I'm gonna pin that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and join this over here, and then I will pin that. So before you stitch this together, you've got to go ahead and pin this and make sure that that is matching up, or at least look before you start sewing. So let's go ahead and sew this together, and I'm going to unpick that one. But you can see how cute this looks, and it just is really showing our love out to the world and the love that we need to have as we're going through all of these interesting times in our lives and everything else. So yeah, I prefer to use an 80, but okay, yes, Lynette is not into paper piecing. So a few people told me that, and I went ahead, I'm going to unpick this because my seams didn't match. I went ahead and changed the pattern for Lynette and those of you guys out there, so that the pattern had the foundation paper piecing instructions for this little heart and the rotary cutting instructions for this little heart. So both of them, both instructions are included in the pattern. So here we go. Let me go ahead and unpick that. That looks great. Take out a couple little stitches there. So I'm going to now match this up. Let's go ahead and line this up right here. And I'm going to want that to just match ever so right. And get that so that the seams are just perfectly on the right spot there. So let's stick a pin in it now. And then those should be perfect. Let's go ahead and restitch that. I should have looked. It's amazing the things you don't think of whenever you're doing a live video. Okay. And then I put some black mulch down in my gardens this last week. So let's go ahead and press this. Here's my other squares to make some of my other hearts, because I am making these as a little pocket quilt right here. So you can make a little pocket quilt with this same heart and share with somebody as a gift and just finish it like that, which that's a free pattern at Stitches Quilting. Or you can put these together. They're part of We Are All in This Together quilt. So the quilt that we're working on is right here. The We Are All in This Together. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the front camera view. And let's go ahead and switch this. Yeah, just sometimes paper piecing makes sense and other times paper piecing doesn't make sense. Oh, Liz, I'm so sorry. Is it really frozen? Doggone it. Yuck. Well, here are these three. And if you go ahead and on the table runner, what we're going to do next is just sew those three hearts next to a person block right here. So, and then those three hearts are going to be right here next to this. So that is just so sweet, isn't it? So I will go ahead, and this is the start of the table runner. So depending on what you want to work on, you might want to make the actual quilt. We are also doing this as a community quilt. So if you want to send in a people block or a house block, because we've been all doing this quarantine all together and this COVID thing and the whole worldwide global thing. But this is how we go ahead and do this. So to go ahead and attach this, then we're going to just go ahead and stitch this right down here. So those three little blocks are the exact width and the height of our actual blocks that we have here. So you guys, I can't wait to see your blocks and all the things that you're making. I think right now I'd probably go in and press these open right here. The only time I don't know if you guys press your seams open or closed or to the dark side or whatever. I do a lot of over to the dark side. But when I'm dealing with situations where there's just a little bit of bulk in there, I do appreciate pressing my seams open when there is bulk. And I want my everything to kind of lie a little flat. So anyways, you guys, I'm so excited. I will be back on Friday. And I was going to ask you, for any of you guys, does the person block look better in solid? You know what, Laura, I love solid fabrics, but I cannot wait to see all your printed fabrics. You can do any type of background fabric for your block, just more of a low volume, a lighter type of thing that will have a contrast with your person block. So if you are making them and you want to send them into me for the community, for our community quilt to reflect our community that we have online, just go ahead and use any printed fabric, any solid fabric, anything you want. Use any kind of background because it's going to reflect us coming from all different places around the world. And all the different fabrics and all the different tastes and the different colors and everything that there are out there. So I think it's really a lot of fun. So that's really great. A small print would work great. You could do florals. You could do anything. I think any kind of fabric that you choose will be just so delightful. So we've had a lot of new quilters and people coming out. I was going to show you something and see if anybody wants to maybe do this. We would just spend a little bit of time, but on the Everyone Can Quilt Facebook group, the cover photo is this quilt right here. It's the Modern Easy Half Square Triangle Quilt. It's just 60 inches by 60 inches, but I was thinking about us doing this as an instructional class that we could do, and it's a really quick, fast sew, and then having some fabric bundles for you guys. These are almost completely out of stock, but I have some other fabric bundles that we can use. You could use a fabric bundle that you have that you haven't cut into before. But this would be a great quilt for a beginning sewer, or if you've got grandkids at home, or for someone that's just learning how to quilt. So I don't know if anyone's interested in doing this, but this is a sew-along that we did several years ago, but these fabrics are not available, and I was wondering if anybody would be interested in doing this as another sew-along online. So, because we've got this one going, and then sometime soon we're going to start the Live Well, Live Strong quilt pattern sew-along really quickly too. So now that I've got all of my solid fabrics back in stock, because that quilt kit, if people want that, is what this is. So anyways, you guys, I'm dropping things, but I want to just tell you I love you guys so much. Let me know what you're interested in, and which thing that you'd like to make. So this is the easy modern half square triangle quilt, but lots of people and everyone can quilt is interested in doing this. And then back here we've got the Live Well, Live Strong quilt. So let me know. And then of course we're working on We Are All in This Together. And then I've got something kind of patriotic that is like really fun. So I've got that kind of up my sleeve too, but I've got to finish writing the pattern on that one. So let me know what you guys are interested in and in learning and all of that. And I am going to be back on Friday at noon. So Laura is working. She's got her first grandbaby due in December, and she's working on a baby quilt. Well, I'll tell you, when I had my granddaughter, last year, oh my gosh, it was like I was born, like a grandma was born. Like she was born, but a grandmother was born too. It was just so amazing. And I'm sure all of you guys can relate to that. So anyways, you guys, I'm so excited. I will be back on Friday at noon, and we are going to actually get some of the construction of the table runner and the pillow and putting together the rows of the quilt and everything like that. So anyways, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions, and I will be here to answer them. So love you guys tons, and I won't take up any more of your time, but it'll be fun. And I'm going to open up the Facebook Everyone Can Quilt Facebook room. I think I'll go try to do that really quickly right now. So if you want to pop over to the Everyone Can Quilt group, we'll open up the Facebook room for about maybe 45 minutes. And for those of you that want to chat and get to know each other, but when you come into the Facebook room, you'll be on camera too. It won't just be me talking. You guys can talk back to me. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys tons. Bye-bye.